try and just nicely dig around the base of the plant, kind of loosen its roots up, but don't just yank it out. And that was minimal damage to the soil around all the bulbs and the other plants. So,
hey everybody, Sean and Allison here from Spoken Garden. Today, we're gonna be out in our garden cleaning out some of our pots and containers to get the annuals out of them from this previous summer.
Yeah, it's kind of wet and rainy out today, but we're gonna do it anyway because we wanna get outside and get our hands in the dirt. So before we get into all that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on every daily video.
all right guys, we're out here on our deck in our backyard. You can see we've got a couple containers here that we're gonna attack today and get cleaned up. Mainly what we wanna do is we want to actually clean up and dig out this petunia plant right here in the blue, shallow blue pot, then the celosia, and then another petunia in here too. And we just need to get these cleaned up and get all these pots cleaned up and get those cleared out because we want to get them ready for this coming spring.
So we actually might save a couple things in this container. We have some dianthus planted in here, and I do want to try to save that right there. And then we have this really cute little Swan River daisy. You know, it is an annual. It's so cute. We love it. But we want to try to save some seeds for next year. So that's also part of our task today. Okay, Sean's ready. We're ready. We're all protected from the rain. So here we go.
So guys, you can see we've got our celosia here. This is our dragon's breath celosia from earlier this year. It's a beautiful plant. You can see it's on its way out. Here we've got our bacopa. Both of those are kind of on their way out, so we're gonna rip both those out. We're gonna keep this alyssum. It's still in full bloom. It's doing fine. So we're gonna leave it for some green and some flower color for a while. Hopefully it'll stay with us for a bit. Also down here, we're gonna get this big petunia out of here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this nicely. We're just not gonna rip these out. We're gonna try and go as surgical as we can. We're gonna use our trowel and just dig nicely around it so we don't disturb any of the bulbs in these pots. So basically, if you're doing this at home, you can do the same thing. Grab the plant, try and just nicely dig around the base of the plant, kind of loosen its roots up, but don't just yank it out because that can be disruptive and it can be destructive to any of the bulbs, dislodging them or creating other issues later on. You know, putting the bulbs in different orientations where they won't really come up next year. So see, that was pretty easy, and that was minimal damage to the soil around all the bulbs and the other plants. So here we go. So one plant down. So guys, next up, the verbena, and it had a good run. It's definitely doing some dieback here from our colder nights and cooler days. So just gonna, again, surgically go in here, do what I can. Not gonna pull this out, not gonna really pop this up. Just gonna try and nicely get this out without too much disruption to the other bulbs and things in this pot. I'm gonna do this right here, kind of look through here and sift through the roots in the soil to make sure there's no bulbs down here. Because the last thing we want to do is dig out actual bulbs that we want to have come up in the spring. So, nope, we're good. Okay. Gonna smooth this back out a little bit. Looking good. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep, like Allison said, we're gonna keep this dianthus. We're definitely gonna keep this this daisy right here. So we'll just leave this pot alone. It's done. Okay. Next up is our dragon's breath celosia. It's kind of a larger plant. It was the tallest plant in this container. So I'm just gonna nicely go through and kind of break this up, sever those roots, and then just nicely pull that up there.
I'm so sad to see that go. We just loved this plant this year.
Yep, beautiful plant. What a find.
Look at that color, you guys.
Yep,
I mean, it's
still got that neon
so
looking
beautiful
flower. Yep, gotta go after the bacopa. Now this is gonna be a little tricky, guys, because in the bacopa we've got also some hyacinth. We gotta nicely sift through, get that hyacinth divided away from the bacopa if we can. Oops, I might have got one of the guys here. Yep, there's another grape hyacinth in there, so let's tease that out. There we go. All right, this is kind of cool. You can see well within all the roots that were around it, there's still some roots that were part of the original plug of this plant when it was grown in the nursery. You can see just the remnants of that. It's crazy how that sticks around and stays that way even after the plant is literally grown on from that. I think that's it for this pot too. Next up, petunias. Now I can't remember, honey, do we have any bulbs in this pot?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do have, we have plant bulbs all the time. We can't remember where they are.
So that round of containers is over with, all done, ready to go. We're gonna do the same over here to these guys, this group, and then we're gonna call it a day because it's really wet out here.
Yeah, it's getting kind of wet. Except that's a rosemary and that is African daisy, and we're keeping that gerbera daisy for now as well. But everything else will probably go.
Bye guys.
So that's a wrap for that project. It's always so sad to rip out the plants, especially the annuals that unless you take cuttings or try to save seeds, they're just not gonna overwinter.
Yep. But it's always good to clean them up so you don't harbor any diseases or pests over the winter, and everything looks tidier. So guys, leave your comments and questions down below for us. We love hearing from you. Give us that thumbs up, let us know we're doing a good job, and subscribe to our channel so you get updates on our latest videos.
Yeah, and we'll be back tomorrow with our Friday plant chat, so come on by to see which plant we're highlighting. And have a great day ahead, everybody.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.